Gotta bite off more than you can chew to supersize your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Jam Grandma. Love this expression. Everybody, when you are telling people, or when you're building and growing out and starting and building a business, people, pretty much everyone around you is going to tell you, oh, you can't do that. You're going to bite off more than you can chew. Meaning, you're going to take on a task that they decide or they believe is more than you can accomplish. They are going to assume that you're greedy or overconfident, or you're ambitious. You're so ambitious that you're taking on too many things and too many tasks and too many jobs, more than you could deal with at one time. This expression actually comes from the Middle Ages in Europe and as far back as ancient China. You know, just think of a movie where you see, or I don't know, maybe if you've gone to the Renaissance Festival, you've seen the people chomping on the big old turkey legs, rah, 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 like, and they take bites that are so big you think they're going to choke. Or watch a 4-year-old or a toddler eat. Sometimes they'll take a giant bite and, you know, they got a couple of options. They're either going to choke, but there's no room for them to chew, or they're going to have to spit it out. The same is true when we're building and growing and supersizing our businesses. We will, this is twofold. In one aspect, people will tell us that we're biting off more than we can chew. But guess what? We are capable of so much more than we ever think, and definitely more than other people think that we can do. So just because other people think you're biting off more than you can chew and taking on too much doesn't mean you are. I look back and some of the stuff and the things I had to accomplish over my life and my career, you know, it was more than 10 other people would normally do in a period of time. And that's just because I prioritized and chose what I was going to focus on and what I was going to work on. But we're also, all of us, capable of way more than we think, and definitely more than what other people think we're capable of. And the other thing about having to bite off more than we can chew is when we're starting a business, when we're building and growing initially, we have to wear a lot of hats. We have to do a lot of things. We have to take responsibility for areas that aren't necessarily things we love to do or our area of expertise. But it's hopefully for a short period of time. Some of us hang on to things way longer than we should, and then we get our ability to choose the right people and trust that we can choose the right people, and we delegate those things. I remember I held on to doing my own taxes way longer than I should have, probably 10 years longer than I should have, because I wanted to keep control of it. I didn't know a good accountant. I knew that people I knew had bad accountants, and they were telling me their horror stories, so it made me postpone actually interviewing and meeting a bunch and selecting the right accountant for me. That accountant saved me 10 grand my first year or so. And so I knew that that was the right decision. I knew that I could trust my ability to hire people to do things for me that was their area of expertise, that they were awesome at, and that I could delegate things. And it really boiled down to being a trust issue. I didn't trust myself, that's hard to admit, to make the right choice, to let go of things, to let go of control of things. And so there's always that balance when we're building our business, when we're growing our business, about number one, finding the right people, number two, letting go of delegating, setting criteria for what our expectations are for results, but not being invested in the way those results are achieved, not being a micromanager and telling people this is exactly what you need to do in order to get this result. Trusting that other people are awesome at things that we think we're kind of good at, but we're really not terrific at. It's kind of an ego thing, right? Oh, I thought I was amazing at doing my taxes. Yeah, not so much, right? Learned that lesson the first year I hired an accountant. And from then on, it was totally easy for me to hire and delegate people. And that made it so much faster and easier to build my business, because I wasn't taking on responsibility for things that I wasn't, number one, awesome at. Number two, I didn't necessarily want to do for my business or in my life. Solopreneurs and women business owners, I'm one of those, so are notorious for this, taking on so much that we can't possibly handle it. Even though we think we're doing the right thing by taking it on, we think that no one else is going to volunteer or step up, because a lot of times people don't step up, they don't volunteer, they don't take responsibility. So as the business owner, we feel that it is 100% our responsibility to do that, step up and volunteer for everything and take that. Even as a woman in corporate America, I found that whenever we were in a department head meeting where I was the only woman and nobody else would volunteer to do something or oversee a project or task, I would volunteer to do it. I don't know, I guess we're just caretakers and caregivers. But biting off more than you can chew. Have you ever done that? I actually did that for several decades. Even though I could do a lot, I found out how much my little red wagon could hold in 2010, and I had a sudden cardiac arrest and dropped dead. Luckily, it didn't stick, and I'm here talking to you today. But I'm saying, don't take on so much that you let yourself and taking care of yourself and the stress level that you're under actually, impact your health in a negative way, or heaven forbid, kill you. Because once you're dead, guess what? None of this matters. So, biting off more than you can chew. Initially, you're probably going to do it. Other people are going to think you're doing it, no matter how much you're doing. And it doesn't matter what they think. It's what you think and what you are personally capable of. The truth is, the vast majority of us as human beings, we only do a fraction of what we're actually capable of. So if you want to stand out, if you want to succeed, you're going to, in other people's opinions, bite off more than you can chew. That's it. Have an awesome day. I'd love to know what you think of this expression. If you've experienced it, if people have told you, hey, you're biting off more than you can chew, I would love to hear that. Share in the comments below. Otherwise, if I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Or I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where did it come from? How can you use it to supersize and grow your business?